Hey everyone, this is Soul with another video, and I wanted to give you guys kind of an update. There was this blue post that was put up right here, and I'm going to read it off and then kind of react with just how some of these changes are making me feel. So this is with regards to Valor in the upcoming 9.0.5 patch, which might come as soon as next week or the week after or so. But here is the deal. Let me actually scroll to the top of this guy. Okay, Valor mounts in 9.0.5. As we tested and iterated on the changes in patch 905, we've concluded that Valor for Mythic Keystone Dungeon gear would benefit from an immediate kickstart, so we're adjusting the configuration of Valor caps. This currency is being added well into Shadowlands Season 1, so we want to pace it as though it's been available for several weeks, giving players a large measure of gear catch-up capacity from the start. So, in 905, there will be a weekly Valor cap that increases by 750 Valor each week, and the cap will start at 5,000 Valor, earnable in the first week. In the second week of 905, the Valor cap will then go up to 5750. In week 3, the Valor cap will be 6500, and so on and so forth. There will be a cap of 1500 on how much Valor a character can hold at a time. Now, something that I don't know, that I have been unable to research because my lazy butt has been unable to run mythics on the PTR, is that I'm still not quite sure just how much Valor it takes to upgrade a particular piece of gear. So let me pull up this little chart here, make this thing like a little bit bigger. Bigger. So here are the 12 levels of the 12 upgrade levels that you're going to see in the Mythic, and we see these now. Depending on the level of Mythic that you do, you're going to see gear at kind of around this level, but now we have these in-betweens. So as of the 905 patch, once we launch, we're going to be able to upgrade gear from 184 all the way up to an item level of 200 if we have like no Mythic Plus achievements. So we just pump Valor into this stuff and you're good to go. Obviously, if you happen to get a piece of gear that is like 190, then you only need to upgrade it like a couple of times in order to get to this 200 or so. From there, if you want to take it a little bit higher, you need to get the Keystone Explorer achievement. That's going to let you upgrade it from all the way up to 207. And to get the Keystone Explorer achievement, you need to complete 5s in all 8 Shadowlands dungeons. In order to upgrade to an item level of 213, you need to clear 10s. You need to time 10s in all of the Shadowlands dungeons, and then finally, of course, you need to clear 15s in order to upgrade your stuff all the way over to a 220. But we just don't quite know how much Valor it takes to go from, let's pretend, hey, I got this 184 piece. It's the bomb. I really want to take it like all the way, and I happen to be a Keystone Master. Whoop-de-doo. How much Valor is that going to take? Is it going to be an absurd amount? Is it going to be something reasonable? That I'm not sure about, and I apologize for not having that information on hand. But it kind of throws me off and maybe puts me down, makes me a little bit sad with this whole 1500 cap. I'm not quite sure what it communicates just because, again, I don't know what these values are. Now, I am happy with the fact that they are going to give us this elevated cap of 5750. It would really suck if we're kind of strung along and having to kind of like slow walk the experience. They're at least taking into consideration the idea that, or the fact that we're well into Season 1 of Shadowlands. And don't get me wrong, like for a lot of people, this system is irrelevant because they might have only one character and their character might already be well past what this system can give them. Like for example, like I'm just a heroic raiding person. Most of my gear is like at 213 or so. There are a couple of pieces that I might want to consider getting, like, hey, I might want another trinket, I might want a better neck, and I think like another better something or other, so it's not much that I'm going to need. So at the very least, at least I can be very targeted with what I want to focus on. Hell, if I can find like, a neck in like a Mythic 0 that starts at a 184, then I can just dedicate all of my Valor farming into that, which would be, kind of eh. But at the start of Season 2 of Shadowlands, when we have a clean slate and we're able to start this fresh, I'm going to feel at least a little bit better because there's something for me to work for in every slot aside from just these few here. Now, it is kind of a bummer. A lot of folks have been complaining that the cap is still only at 220 and not 226. Those 6 item level, it does make a reasonably large difference in your total throughput if you can get all your pieces to like that 226 level. The way that I'm thinking about it, though, this upgrade will get us to 200. That's cool. But in the meantime, as we're clearing, anywhere from 10s and a little bit higher than that, we're going to start seeing that 226 gear coming from the Great Vault. Now, it's not going to be perfectly itemized, but it does give us that chance to get like some really good pieces. And I think that's kind of the point. The idea that it would give Mythic Plus that a bit too great of an edge. When it comes to, 1, I'm able to upgrade gear all the way up to 226, but 2, I also have such a large pool of gear to work with that I can have perfect itemization. As we know, I guess the kind of gear that we get, what am I thinking about? Perfect stats. We're not able to get perfect stats from just raiding or just PvP. Definitely not PvP. And frankly, not really from Mythic Plus either. But having this would just, in my opinion, make Mythic Plus feel a little bit too powerful when it comes to having that perfect itemization. So other thoughts that I have about this is that this is going to feel a little bit awkward, especially again, because we're starting in the middle of the season. We're starting with 0 pieces of upgradable gear. Oh, that fucked it up. So I admit this is going to feel a little bit awkward because we're starting in like the middle of season 1. So we're going to have 0 pieces of upgradable Valor gear at the start of this season. And yes, it's cool that we're going to get this elevated cap, but we're also starting from nothing. I mean, I guess there is a little bit of solace knowing that there's only so much that we can hold at a time. However, for example, in my situation, because there are only so few pieces that I need, it's going to there's a pretty high likelihood that I'm going to cap out on Valor before I get the kind of piece that I would want to upgrade. So this is not a perfect system. I feel like what's probably going to happen, I'm just trying to guesstimate my particular player behavior, is that I'm going to hold on to a number of pieces that I think are like, this is like good enough, right? Good enough. It's not perfect itemization, but this is like second place, right? And if I do happen to get close to the cap, then it's like, okay, well, I don't want to be over on my stuff, so I'll just go ahead and start pumping Valor into like this second place gear. Now, there is going to be room for like awkwardness, because it's like, okay, what if I'm working on this one piece and it's like, okay, I'm trying to get good stuff, whatever. But then in the meantime, I happen to get a 226. Or I'm sorry, 226 of that piece from the Great Vault. It's like, yay, I got that good piece. Oh, there goes all that wasted Valor. But I think that's also something that I think a lot of critics, such as myself, are going to underestimate. The idea that the Great Vault is, during our path to get to, Keystone Master, if we're trying to do that, or the path to just farm Valor, there's a pretty high likelihood that we're going to get upgrades through the vault itself. The vendor and the upgrades, this isn't exactly like the way I see it. This isn't exactly the method of progression. It's not the way to gear. It's more like it sets that it kind of sets that item level floor in such a way that, well, I'm not, I'm getting pretty crappy drops from the Great Vault, but at least I'm able to get like these decent pieces and I'm able to upgrade them and so on and so forth. So I think it depends on how you look at the system. If you see this as the way that you're going to gear, it might be a little bit rough. But if you take it in as a whole, the idea that you're going to get like these elevated, the Great Vault upgrades on top of these things, I think that we're going to find that the player behavior, overall, I think players are going to be a little bit more satisfied as they're running more and more Mythic Plus, because it's like, okay, cool, I'm getting some Valor. Cool, I got like a good piece. Cool, I cleared this, and I might get something good from my Great Vault. Oh, I didn't. I feel bad. But at least I'm able to upgrade some of this gear and so on and so forth. So, this is me kind of like, I know that I'm kind of like stretching and trying to find like the bright side and trying to be really even-handed on this, but what do you guys think? What do you folks at home think about this upcoming system? One, is it going to come next week or not? But then two, like, do you think this is going to help? Maybe not now, but definitely during season 2. Do you think this is going to be a useful system that's that will help players out, or is this just going to be another thing to complain about? Let me know your thoughts on the comment below, and otherwise I'll see you guys for the next thing. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy, and as always, stay breezy.